The thing I probably like the most about my own career is the whole path that I had. Like I played futures for a couple of years. I think I played 3.5 years futures, worked myself into the challenger as well. I went to challengers, man, and I came and I arrived. I was like, how am I ever gonna reach this level? How am I ever gonna be the guy here? Like, you just felt like, oh, I win some futures, I'm ready for challengers. You come to challengers, a guy shows up with a physio, fitness coach, and tennis coach. You're
Yeah.
like, how am I gonna beat this guy, you know? So all these steps, and then I played challengers for 3 4 years, and it took me a while, but it's something that I actually like a lot about my career. Like I played juniors, small tournaments, a little bit bigger tournaments, futures, challengers, worked myself into the ATPs. Never really got too many wild cards, or it's not like I got 8 wild cards a year, and within 4 tournaments I was top 100. It's nice. Like now looking back, seeing a lot of those players getting back those memories. Well, to be honest, the best memories I had is junior tournaments, traveling the world as a 16, 17, 18 year old. I mean, Justin, you can probably relate. It's like now
Yeah.
looking back at it, man, you're laughing all the time when you talk about it. Like those are the
Bro,
stories.
I
Nobody
have a
talks about.
story.
Go ahead.
I have a story. So I'm very curious about your mentality because we went to a tournament. I must have been 15, 16. I guess you were the same. We were the same year. So we went to play ITFs in Oman. You remember this?
Oh my God, man.
Oman, like Middle East, like
Yes.
middle of nowhere, Oman. And I was at the time, I was like playing good in practice, but like struggling to close matches out. And I remember talking to Talon during the tournament, and he said to me, like early in the tournament, he said like this next match is for the final. He said whoever wins this match that I play now is gonna go to the final. And I was thinking like, bro, I can't win one match. This man is thinking about winning the whole tournament in the second round. So I was like, bro, like he's mentally he's a little different than me. So I'm curious. Does your mind still work this way? Like where you see draws and you kind of you place yourself in certain scenarios early, or do you have to change that because the level is so high at every tournament?
I mean, I definitely had this before in juniors and futures. I
Yeah.
had it. I looked at the draw and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my week. Or I also had weeks where I was like, it's not gonna happen this
Okay.
week, you know? So
Okay.
no, this definitely changed. But I feel like, man, when I think back at these times, 15, 16, 17, I had no clue what this life was gonna look like, man. I'm
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, but I never expected to be so many hours in the gym doing running sessions, looking what I have to eat, all the traveling. I didn't think about it at that time. I think I didn't even realize. And back then, like, it sounds maybe weird, but for me, I've always enjoyed everything I did with my tennis. Like, and it sounds maybe weird or cocky, but I always had the feeling like it's gonna be okay in the end. Like, I'm gonna make it in the end. And I probably could have done it a bit faster. But like I said before, I'm very happy with the journey I had, with how I did it, how it went. Um, but also these days, man, it's so tough when you look at a draw and you're like, okay, I have a good draw this week. Man, everybody can play. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I said, I look draws of challengers. I look some challenger matches. I see the level these guys are having. None of the guys is giving you a free point. You need to go and earn it all yourself. And I had a time where in challengers where I played, and probably towards the end of my challenger period, that I knew that I was too good for challengers at that point. Like whenever I had confidence or I felt well, I broke the guys early, and the guys went like, I heard them say to the coach, this guy's too good today. He plays too good. How can I break him? He serves too well. So that it
Mm.
also, like, the whole process just gave me a lot of confidence. Like just going through it all. I mean, man, I've also had like matches where if I look back at it, if I think back at it, sometimes I open Resultina and I go back to the matches I played and I start crying from laughing. Like how bad I was there, or how bad I behaved, or how did I lose to
Uh,
that guy, or what did I do there? But it's unbelievable to have this, I think.
yeah.
Like for me, of course, it's nice, when you're 19 or 20 and you're top 50 in the world. It's an unbelievable thing as well. But seeing the whole thing, like now, I open Resultina, I look at future draws and results because I'm just curious how guys are doing. And you see a guy, he probably fucked up, but it's gonna be okay. You give him some time.
Yeah.
So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's fun. I think for me, it's one of the best sports in the world. At the same time, it's one of the hardest and toughest sports in the world.
Yeah.
People have no idea what comes with it. Like they, especially, I feel like at the level I'm at now, yeah, they just see you on TV playing on that center court, you know? Yeah, so nice. What a nice life. But they have no clue what you need to do for it. But I guess that's also the beauty of tennis.
You guys are the problem, bro. You guys top 50 in the world, playing on center courts, making the sport look so freaking easy, bro. Like in and out of corners, moving well, like hitting clean. Like the quality of tennis is so high, it makes people on the outside sit and watch and be like, oh, it's like anyone can do that. Like, no, 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 no. You have to work so hard and like put in so many
Yeah.
hours to be able to do what you guys are doing.
Yeah, and people forget that. Like especially man, like I said, just the whole if you those people should go look and go to a future like 2 weeks in a row. Go to Monastery 2 weeks in a row and see what the players are going through and which
Yeah,
circumstances they have and what they need to do and what they're eating and like it's crazy. Like
yeah.
Oman, 15, 16-year-old man. I was a blonde little kid, chubby, eating candies, eating toasties, going to Oman. I had no idea, man. Like I thought my parents wanted to get rid of me, you know? My parents sent me to Oman. Just go out there, play some tennis. Well, like, why am I playing tennis in Oman? What am I doing here? 15, 16
That
year
is
old.
that is
Just
kind of
yeah,
crazy that
that's
tennis parents just let their kids go out, you know? Like even in juniors before that, like 14, 15, like even under 12s and
it's
stuff, like going
crazy.
to Eddie Her and these
Man,
places,
it's
like just letting your kids go out and
crazy.
play tournaments.
No, yeah, I'm not sure if I will do it with my own kids if I have them one day.
Bro, talent. I remember you and I played, must have been, we were 16, maybe 17, flower bulb, like grade four,
Hele,
like
Hillegom.
Hillegom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Six in the third, I believe it was. I think I got you that time. But like, what's cool for me is, I guess our paths went different, and I guess you are where we all wanted to be at the time. So for me to like see where you came from, where like at the time, 15,
Yeah,
16, the forehand it wasn't the side that you
it
wanted
was
to see the ball going
it
to.
was not
Es-
working.
Especially not like a little slow
No.
high. You didn't want you didn't want too much time over there. Um, but
Man, my
then
forehand was so bad.
so
I was such a
just
shit junior, man.
yeah, it's funny. So then like can you speak about the work it took, let's say, to get from that point to when I think you left, you went to Belgium maybe at the end of juniors, maybe around
Yeah,
when you were 17, 18, the futures, and then you become the guy who breaks that record, winning 8 challenges in one season, five in a row, and then I'm looking at you on TV beating Wawrinka, and like
yeah.
then you beat Zverev this year, like you win 3 titles, like what kind of actual work goes into this development and like mentally and then also physically, like just what did it actually take for you to break that, because you weren't the guy that people were talking about at 17 that's going to make it at all,
No, not
at
at all,
all.
man.
There was
Not at all.
maybe they were talking like
I was
Botic was crazy talented, Van Rijthoven crazy talented, but
Tim.
like
Yeah, Tim.
yeah, like
It was
but
all.
yeah.
So I think at the beginning, the fact that it was all Tim in juniors was great for me. Like all attention was on him. They just brought me in to travel with him sometimes, so he was not alone. So they had a second guy, but I was nowhere close the level he had in juniors. Like he was an unbelievable junior. His body, man, he looked like a 25-year-old. Like I'm kind strong build from myself, but I was not as fit or not as close as fit as he was. Um, so I guess like leaving Holland at that time, going to Belgium, meeting Christoph Vliegen back in the day. Um, he, he, I mean, I owe him so much. Like he learned me basically the whole life, like tennis life. Like you say, my forehand back in the day, man, I had this grip. I couldn't even hit a flat forehand. I had no idea. And I just went out there and I did it. But then when I went to Belgium when I was 17, what helped me a lot was so I have two older brothers, as you know. They are 5 years older than me. They were playing futures. What I did with Christoph a lot was my brothers were playing those matches and I was with him on the side. And we were just talking about the match all the time. We were probably eating candies, drinking Coke, and eating a toasty, but we were watching tennis and he was learning me tennis. And we spoke so much and just the way how to look at tennis, he asking me questions. For me, he's tactically one of the best guys I ever spoke to, tennis wise. He learned me so much. um, just making a game plan, sitting on the side, like him asking me, like, how would you play this guy? How will you beat this guy? Like, where are you gonna play that forehand? Where are you gonna play that backhand? Where are you serving? This helped me a lot back in the day, and this I started to realize a lot later. But now, I mean, he's my coach again, and now when we talk about it, he says that's where you learn the whole tennis game, even though it took me a couple of years to use it very, very well on the court. So then going to the futures, like I said, once again, I always had that feeling like it's gonna be okay, and that maybe holded me back a little bit of going a bit faster because as a kid I was very, very lazy. I was not the guy who was jumping first in practice and doing everything well. I was the guy if we needed to do 10 sets, I did eight. You know, I was this guy. I was this guy who went last in practice, first out. So I guess just over time, this maturing process. Um, yeah, it took a while. And then, like I said, just seeing the life in futures. You're playing futures, you're seeing the life, and then you realize, I don't want this life. I want a better life. Well, then somehow it falls together. You work a lot on it. But for me, to be honest, I went quite easy to challengers because I think I was too good not to be in challengers. But from challengers to ATP, yeah, I had to change so many things. Like I had to start living for my sport because, to be honest, till a certain point in challengers, I was not living like a tennis pro should live for his sport. I couldn't, like I say, planning the right things, doing it at the right moment. I was not doing it back in the day. I was choosing the wrong moments. But it still came all together at some point because I believe I just had the level. But once more, I owe a lot to Christoph. I need to give him a lot of credit. We changed the forehand. We built a game plan, like how I should play. Well, he made me back in the day, maybe you remember, but I couldn't serve, mate. I couldn't serve.
Yeah.
Like my serve was like,
So what do you
you
mean
had
you
to
couldn't
build it
serve?
to,
No serve and no forehand, and you were good?
mate. I in the back in the day, I had no serve and no forehand in juniors. It's not a joke, but I think I was always someone from quite a young age. Whenever I went on court, I found a way to win, or I told myself we're gonna find a way to win. Um, just by playing ugly, man. Like if I think about it now, playing Justin when we were 16, 17, somewhere in Holland, that level was not great, I tell you that. That was not the best
Yeah.
tennis. That was not the best tennis. So Christoph, just building the game plan, realizing what you need. Well, I started to serve very, very well throughout the years. Especially the last 2, 3 years, it became one of my weapons. I'm someone who serves really well under pressure. Um, Forehand. I believe you need a forehand in these days in men's tennis. Without a backhand, you can get away with it. There are a lot of guys who are not having the best backhand, but the slice will save their ass, and you can make yourself play so you get as many forehands as possible. Um, but no, it's like looking back, it's just been a journey throughout the years, and I've just been learning slowly by slowly, day by day, and it just came together slowly. And um, like I said, now the level I'm at now, I believe whenever you're top 100, it's just mentally and physically. Everybody can serve, everybody has a great forehand, everybody can hit a backhand. So it's just about those little details. And to be honest, when I look to Alcaraz and Sinner, sometimes I'm questioning myself, like, how are you ever going to beat those guys? Like if you see the level those guys put for 4 or 5 hours, the French Open final, well, it's almost unreachable. At the same time, I'm someone who I believe very strongly in myself. I back myself against a lot of players. I always had this mentality of I don't really care. I just go out there and do my thing, and I believe I will have a chance. And I think that also helped me early at a young age. Like I beat Wawrinka when I was 20 or 21. I was 250 or 240 in the world. Just going out there and like I'm just gonna do me. I have never been a guy who has problems with like impressions of big courts, or a crowd. I always said like, yeah, I practice and I do everything to play on those big stadiums. Like this is why I do it. I don't practice to be on court four of a challenger in Germany, with all the respect. Like that's where you need to go through to get to the big courts. But that has been a strong side in me, which always wanted to be on the big courts, wanted to play the big tournament, wanted to be competing with the best guys in the world. And that something that's today is probably the most beautiful thing about the point where I'm at now. I'm someone who it also get addictive to play Sinner and Alcaraz. At some point, you also don't want to play them too much, but to compete with these guys, to see where you at, to see where your level is at, to see where you need to improve, how these guys put your game like within 3 4 games they just open your whole game. It's refreshing. It's refreshing at some point. It can hurt on the other point, but it helps. Like I still believe like you learn so much from losing matches and looking at matches. And um like I said, I've also been very, very fortunate and lucky with the right people around me at the right time. Um, and I also have been looking for those people. Like I didn't really settle with someone that I don't think is gonna help me, especially these days. Coaches earn a lot of money. Like they all think they know it. They all want to do it their way, and I'm someone who strongly believes in myself and my way. And yeah, like I said, having the right people around me helped me a lot.
Thanks for
I
watching
think
this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.